Welcome back to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba.
And I'm Evan Price.
All right. Our guest next is Jackie Coffey, CEO, Intri. Jackie, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, my pleasure. Let's back up a minute. Please give all of our listening audience a brief background of who you are, and then let's get into Intri, what they do. And Merv and I both have a myriad of questions for you.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, well, I would say my whole career has been involved in the energy, particularly electricity generation business. I spent over 25 years at a company called Ontario Hydro up in Canada, and it was one of the largest utilities in North America back in its day. My background was primarily marketing, sales, and customer service. For a number of years, I was involved in strategic projects involving the company as the company went through deregulation. The utilities had to break up their regulated from their non-regulated business, and I was leading a number of projects in that area as the company broke itself into 5. When that was finished in 2000, I started a consulting business because this was happening across Canada, and I was asked to help other utilities across Canada work on that deregulation process, and also worked with what it was called the Ontario Power Authority, focused on demand management programs. Back in 2008, my business partner and I were retained with a solar company, and I ended up working there as the VP in charge of business development and operations primarily. And then in 2014, myself and 3 other partners formed the company that we now call Intri. It's a clean tech development company, and our focus is on smarter energy technologies. We've pulled together a world-class team of business leaders. They've got experience in technology and business development with significant background in the areas of semiconductor manufacturing, materials modeling, and photovoltaics. In fact, our inventor has been working on photovoltaics since the 1970s. And this team, together with our inventor, has developed and patented the world's first high-efficiency, low-cost solar cell, which we call the Intrinsic.
Okay. This has multiple applications. Take us from the biggest to the smallest.
Okay. Well, it works across all sectors, big utility farms, commercial rooftops, right down to residential homes. As we know, solar has really worked its way from being an alternative energy to basically a mainstream energy generation because the costs have decreased so much over the years. The challenge in the industry is that the materials platform that all of these solar cells use is silicon, and silicon has an efficiency limit of 25% efficiencies. There's higher efficiency cells out there, but they end up using very rare materials and expensive processes to build them. So they are very expensive and are used for niche markets, maybe like NASA uses them for space, where they don't mind paying the large dollars, but a residential homeowner doesn't want to spend $15 a watt to purchase one of these projects. They wouldn't get the payback. So the challenge in the industry is they've been unable to engineer a more efficient, higher power solar cell without increasing the cost per watt. And that's what we have done. We have actually broken that barrier. Our costs will be the same as today's low-cost solar cell, but we have an efficiency that will go beyond 30%.
I want to get into that for a second. How
Sure.
did you do that? I mean, there's lots of huge industry, lots of money going into that, and how were you able to do things nobody else could do?
Well, first of all, I think the interesting thing for us is we're not really different than the rest of the industry in terms of the materials. We use silicon, the same as all the rest of them do in the industry. And we've designed our solar cell to be 6 inches by 6 inches, which is the industry standard. So we can integrate right into the standard manufacturing infrastructure without requiring exotic equipment or exotic processes. But where we're different is that we've added carbon material. And we've been able to, we have a proprietary method of tuning that carbon material so that we capture more of the ultraviolet spectrum than current solar cells today. So we actually are able to capture 30% more of the sun's energy at the same cost. So it is really unique. In fact, we have obtained our patent on this, which shows the uniqueness of our technology. We're using silicon and carbon, which are abundant, inexpensive, and well-proven materials in the industry. It's the methodology that we've used that is unique, that allows us to capture more energy and keep the cost down.
Now, you mentioned 30% more efficient, capture 30% more in energy, but something tells me that may relate into a bigger savings than just a 30% better throughput on the product. You're talking about something that could translate into more savings than just 30%, aren't you?
Yes. And how it works is because we've designed it to integrate with the existing manufacturing infrastructure, cell manufacturers, so if they choose to use our technology, can use their existing equipment, and the module fabricators, the people that take those solar cells and put them into the modules that are on everybody's roofs or out in those farms that everybody sees, will instantly get a 30% increase in their productivity, which means a 30% increase in revenue to their business. For the project developers that are out there putting them on roofs and putting them on into farms, their benefit is that they have much fewer project costs up front. Because our panels put out more energy, they require fewer panels or less land, less wiring, and the soft and hard costs associated with the project. So it's a savings right through what we call the solar value chain.
Where are you going to start distributing this? Is it domestic? Is it global? Is it regional?
Well, it's actually a global. We have a global market that we want to go to, and just to give you a little background on the market itself, which you are probably well aware of, but in 2016, $132 billion was invested in solar globally, and that's supposed to double by 2030. So the market is there and growing. In fact, I think we talk about gigawatts of production or capacity added every year, and there was 75 added in 2016, and they expect it's going to go to 90 this year and break the 100 mark in 2018. So the demand is growing. Our model is not to be directly manufacturing, but to license the technology to the existing infrastructure. There's people already out there in the solar chain that have the equipment, the experience, the infrastructure, and the existing relationships in the industry. If they license our technology, they will be able to increase their productivity and their competitive edge in the market.
Now, you talk about a 6x6 square that you're moving. Is there also room at this point for the same output, the same 30% increase in production of energy that can be reduced in size? Are you looking to take this thing all the way down to, something that fit in a watch or something of that nature?
Well, it can certainly do that. We can get it down smaller, depending on how many watts you want out of it. I think the important thing with our company is that we have this. We're starting off at a 24% efficient cell when we enter the market, which at the same cost as the ones that are 19% out on the market today. So that's a significant difference.
That's monumental.
Yes.
Yeah.
We call it a quantum leap because it's taken a long time. It takes a long time and a lot of investment into R&D to create a 1% increase in energy efficiency. So we are starting off at 20%, but we actually have a a technology roadmap in place and some IP underway that is going to get us to 30% within 5 years of introducing this one to the market.
That's amazing. Jackie, let's take a break right now. And on the other side, when we come back, let's talk about the future potential of the technology and get to some of the things that the investors may be interested in with you and your company. What would make them appeal to actually investing with your company and moving forward and purchasing the product aside from just understanding how it works, okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Jackie Coffey, CEO, Intri Energy, Inc., Intri Energy, INTRI, energy.com. Michael Yorba, Mervyn Price on CEO Money. We'll be right back.